Hello, this is creation called spiritual authority. Hi, can you hear me? Okay, good. I'm gonna plug this in. All right. So here it is. You can stop me as we go if you have questions or if you can't hear anything. Okay. Right. Okay. In the beginning, spiritual authority is at the root of all religious traditions. There is an author at the origin of all teachings and rituals. And there is much in common throughout the many variations of religious traditions. One of the things in common is the recognition that some teachings are some teachers are more or less able than others. Some people that might be called prophets may yet be imprecise in their understanding. The people that may be called wise by the masses may actually be fools. All right. So popularity is not a measure of accuracy. Popular ideas have included Popularity is not a measure of accuracy or precision. Okay? Popular ideas have included the idea that the Earth is flat or that the planets rotate around the Earth in perfect circles rather than elliptical orbits around the Sun, or that real estate prices always rise, or that there is such a thing as an incurable illness, such as scurvy. Despite the popularity of these theories, they may be recognized by you as contrary to obvious evidence, as in false, or at least questionable, as in there could be other valid ways to communicate the underlying reality that could be more precise and practically useful. Okay? For instance, when there is a particular range of a certain vitamin present in an organism, certain symptoms predictably arise, and a label in language that can be given to the arising of certain symptoms is scurvy. Scurvy is not an objective physiological reality, but just a linguistic concept or categorization. Even the idea of an incurable illness is itself the symptom of a certain level of understanding about physiological development and nutrition. People who believe in the existence of incurable illness are likely to use that term and to believe that someone diagnosed and labeled as having an incurable illness actually has an illness that is in fact incurable. So the foolish could believe that someone diagnosed as having scurvy has something that is incurable, rather than correctly interpreting the signals from the organism that there would be value in providing the nourishment of a certain vitamin. A person with a certain amount of a particular vitamin does not have an incurable scurvy. They simply have a particular amount of various vitamins which can be very easy to change. In other words, the application of the label incurable illness is a curse. There is no such thing as having scurvy physiologically. Scurvy exists only in language, not in physiology. Different levels of vitamins exist physiologically. Well, that's what I was just explaining. there's no object of scurvy. There's just an amount of vitamin C in an organism, and symptoms can arise, and then those can be called scurvy. But that's just a label for the symptoms. What's actually present in the organism is certain amounts of certain vitamins. So different levels of different vitamins exist physiologically. That is why no one has ever found a scurvy, because there is no such thing. One cannot find physically a darkness or a silence or a blindness or a scurvy, because they are not physical but only linguistic. All incurable illnesses are diagnostic labels given from a particular linguistic model as a curse. We could think of these diagnostic labels as acts of psychological warfare, as distinct from simply measuring the presence of various nutrients and categorizing the developmental maturity and functionality of various organs and physiological systems. Understand? Okay. So as with diagnostic labels like incurable illness and scurvy, people can learn traditions and repeat phrases they learned from someone else, but is there any authority at all in the words themselves? Is there authority in the words, or is the only authority in the spirit or heart of the one using the words? Parents, think about when your children call out to you, or if you're not a parent, any time when someone calls out to you. Do you only listen to the words they say, or do you listen to the way they say them? Do you listen to the spirit of the message? And I'm thinking of when someone calls your name, different ways of them calling your name will tell you, I'm angry at you, or I'm excited to see you, or I need your help, or, distress, all different varieties of things. So even before an infant can use any words at all, we can hear the spirit in their voice. We can identify crying as distinct from laughter. We can identify different kinds of crying, from distress to disappointment. What else did I just say? I don't know, loneliness maybe. So many teachers can even claim that their own teaching is the only correct teaching, and that only certain words in particular are the correct ones. They may say that some words are more sacred than other words. They may be fanatically focused on words. They may have no focus whatsoever on spirit. In the extreme, many teachers can claim that their teachings are so obviously superior to all other teachings that the other teachings must be ridiculed or even exterminated so as to keep their own teachings safe from the apparently immense threat of a teaching that is allegedly vastly inferior. Did you get that? Okay. Some of those teachers call themselves spiritual teachers. Some call themselves political leaders. They divide people against each other based on words. They invest their time in arguing and struggling and invading and warring. It can be dangerous to follow such teachers. Those who are called wise may be revealed as fools. Those who are called fools may be revealed as wise. And while I don't specify that the ideas of this presentation are entirely derived from, the Judeo-Christian scripture. They're completely consistent with the Hindu and Buddhist traditions, the Taoist tradition. Every tradition of which I'm familiar says the same teaching that I just, gave in that particular way. I gave it with the emphasis, in this case, on the idea of an incurable illness, which I think is simply a kind of a ridiculous construction in language, and not useless. So I'm going to stop the recording. Well, do you have any questions? Maybe you have a question or comment that will be interesting to record. Okay. All right, very good. I'm going to stop. Well, yeah, but it can only hear me. But yeah, I recorded it.